horn tingling? Let's rub horns. Horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up. We are Unicorn Focus.
Are you noticing the world is moving at breakneck speed toward crypto? We get big news from the President of the United States. Did you hear this? And big news from two of the biggest financial services companies in the world. We're going to cover all that in this video. First, I want to say welcome to you to the basement. Welcome to Duster Club. Let's have some fun here. This is where we get together, where we rally around our friend, right? Our common interest, Unicorn Fart Dust. I was thinking this morning that right now I need to turn Susie on or I'm going to be in big trouble. Everybody say hi to Susie. But I was thinking this morning about UFD and how simple it is, right? And I wrote this down for you. It's all about strong community. We know that's the foundation of everything. The strong community attracts good people. Check. Check. That's working, right? That creates real value. Check, check, double check, sticker campaigns, DJ shows, unbelievable art, unbelievable NFT projects, unbelievable music. Check, 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 right? We check it all. And all we have to do then is hold on to our beans because we have a big advantage, right? A massive advantage. And that is called digital scarcity. Right? There's a limited number of Unicorn Fart Dust beans. And on top of that, right? On top of that, there's only one UFD community, right? UFD, right? That's our community where the biggest catalyst is us, is we, is our group, right? Is our shared values, our shared mission that we're on together. UFD, where you are the biggest catalyst. And it really is true, right? If all we do, right, is build the community, build this awesome thing that we have going on, hold on to our beans day by day, hoof by hoof, we move closer and closer to a bean shortage and then an eventual beanopoly. Don't worry, I won't pull the jug out and shake it for you. But guys, it's real, it's happening. My disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Okay? I'm not. No, I'm a guy in my basement who, as an experiment, started a meme coin, and you guys changed the world with it, the community, the U in UFD. But I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything based on anything that I say. Don't make any type of decision. But I do want to disclose to you that I own, Susie and I together, we do own what to us is a massive amount of Unicorn Fart Dust. Meme coins, beans, cryptocurrency, whatever you want to call it. Love coins, love beans. We are aligned with you. Horns up, dusters. Huh? How about a 3-second smile? Let's go. It's Monday morning. We need our 3-second smile. So what did Donald Trump say about crypto and why is this a big deal? This is the President of the United States. The country that last I checked is still, right, not in very good financial condition, but still the wealthiest country in the world. So when the President of the United States says this, we want to pay attention.
I want crypto. I think crypto is important because if we don't do it, China's going to. Mm-hmm. And it's new. Mm-hmm. It's very popular. Mm-hmm. It's very hot. If you look at the market, when the market went down, that stayed much stronger than other aspects of the market. But I want crypto because a lot of people, millions of people want it. I don't know if you know that Biden went after it violently. And then before the election, he changed his tune entirely. His head of the SEC, everybody changed their tune. You know why? Because there were hundreds of millions of people that are participating in crypto, and they wanted to get their votes.
Okay, so that's from Meet the Press. That is not just Meet the Press, that's Meet the President. That's the President of the United States saying, I want crypto. What does that mean? Eventually, that's good for Unicorn Fart Dust, right? Because like we talked about earlier, right? We have digital scarcity. And we are the one and only UFD, right? Changing the world, the purest form of crypto. But as the world adopts crypto more and more, that means more value, more eyeballs, more people, more dusters, more buttercups. Join the herd, join our community, because they can't take away from us our purity, our wholesomeness, the fact that we truly do stand alone, that we are the one and only unicorn fart dust, right? Even our friend Gigi, remember Gigi, right? Right, it's a very influential person in the crypto world who on the very first night discovered, she's, I believe, like the first big person who discovered UFD. Everybody remembers us. Everybody knows us. Gigi's still a duster. We got a lot of big people watching us. Let me get back to that. As the world adopts crypto, right? Again, that was the president of the United States. Only 7% of people own crypto. That means 93%, 93 out of 100 people don't own crypto. If, let's say, 3 more join out of that 100 over the next 2 or 3 years, just 3, right? You got 7 out of 100 and you have just 3 more out of 100 join. That's almost a 50% increase in terms of the amount of money, the amount of people that are in crypto. So it's a big deal when we have big people like President Donald Trump. I'm not making any type of political statement. This is not a political show, but it's a big deal, don't you think, when the president is saying that? Now, what would you think if like the biggest financial services companies were also talking about crypto? Man, we got a lot of big breaking news this weekend. Hold on here. Okay, let's go up here. All right, this is from Bitcoin Magazine. Morgan Stanley plans to offer Bitcoin and crypto trading to E-Trade clients. Morgan Stanley, one of the biggest banks, one of the biggest financial services countries in the world, just last week came out with this earth-shattering news for crypto that they're developing plans to introduce crypto trading on their E-Trade platform in 2026. That's next year, marking the most significant move by a major U.S. bank to provide retail investors direct access to Bitcoin and crypto amid easing regulations. We know we're baby Bitcoin anyway. We're actually, in my opinion, purer and more wholesome and really more aligned with the original ethos of crypto at this point than Bitcoin. Do you agree with that? Right? That's what a lot of you, that's what's attracting a lot of people to our community, the pureness, the fact that we are what crypto is supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to read something to you in a little bit. I forget to read this to you. It's probably one of the more powerful statements that can be made about UFD. Bloomberg reports that the Wall Street giant is in the early stages of planning to add spot Bitcoin and crypto trading capabilities to its E-Trade platform. The project aims to allow E-Trade's retail clients to buy and sell popular crypto directly through their existing brokerage accounts. Okay. I'm not an E-Trade customer. I think we have a Charles Schwab account, but nonetheless, these are standard mainstream financial accounts that are soon going to be able to buy crypto directly. We know there's crypto ETFs, there's Solana ETFs in the works. This is big news, guys. This can funnel down to us, to UFD, right? As we hoof by hoof by hoof by hoof, right? Continue day by day to spread the dust, to spread the word about unicorn fart dust. I believe, right? I don't have a crystal ball. Please always be responsible with any decisions you make financially. Please, please, please stay out of debt, right? I don't give financial advice, but I will give that piece of financial advice. Always try to stay out of debt. Be very careful with leverage. I'm done preaching, right? But as we move forward in more of these financials, but wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. Okay. Have you ever heard of BlackRock? You ever heard of institutional investors? Those are the big investors. Well, guess what? BlackRock put the word institution in institutional investors. They are by far the world's biggest institutional investor, and they're talking about crypto now. Hold on here. Here we go. From 99 Bitcoins, BlackRock files to launch a blockchain-based blockchain-based shares of 150 billion treasury fund. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, like they're huge guys. They are the number one. They're the big one, is moving deeper into blockchain technology with a new regulatory filing aimed at launching tokenized shares of its 150 billion treasury trust fund. The filing, submitted to the U.S. SEC on April 29th, outlines plans to offer digital shares using distributed ledger technology, DLT, a major step toward integrating blockchain into TradFi. You know, traditional finance, we can call TradFi. We'll talk about that in a second. That's BlackRock, right? Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, the president of the United States, right? Only 7 out of 100 people own crypto now. It's going mainstream. Let's just say, let's play make believe for a second. So currently we have 7 people out of 100, which is 7% for you math majors out there, of people who own crypto. Let's say in 5 years that number goes to 21 out of 100. Okay. That's a 200% increase in the number of people. And I got news for you, buttercups. Right? Think about this. Have you thought about this? Not only would that be a 200% increase, likely it would be more than 200% of the money, because a lot of these people that have all their money in Charles Schwab and E-Trade and are boomers, are people my age. And guess what? If you look at the statistics, those are the people with all the money. Okay, they have all the money, especially the boomers. I'm not a boomer. You guys called me the boomer dev. Remember that? Hey, it's our boomer dev, and I love you too, okay? But I'm not really technically a boomer. I'm 55. I'm under a boomer. The boomers really have all the money. So if they look on their, now it's like Robinhood, right? But most of them don't really have Robinhood. Most of those people have Schwab or E-Trade. And, as it becomes more and more mainstream, it could be huge amounts of money coming into the crypto world. Hey, I want to say thank you to channel sponsor Ledger, the hardware wallet, crypto security, hardware wallet, cryptocurrency security leader. Crypto security leader was what I was going to say. You know what I'm saying. If you want to keep crypto safe, there's no other choice than Ledger. Okay, they are the leader, right? They help me. They help a lot of our fellow dusters, basement dwellers, everyone, right? They've been doing it for a long time. They've got a great record, wonderful company who I'm really honored to have as a sponsor of the channel, a big part of my story too. Don't make the same mistake I made, okay? I didn't think about security until after I got hacked. Remember, right? I got hacked for over like 6.5 million UFD beans, right? I wish, right, that I'd thought about security before that happened, right? So don't make that mistake. Think about security before you have an incident, because it happens to a lot of people. And if you can do something now to protect yourself, I'm not giving, financial advice, but that's what I would do. And by the way, there is a link in the link tree for Ledger, a link if you want to go check them out, an affiliate link, which helps the channel as well. Also, MoonPay, right? Okay, right. The absolute financial technology company leader. Another big part of my story, right? My first crypto transaction was with MoonPay. Great company. Big honor to have them as a sponsor. And, right, they now are offering digital tokenized gold on their platform, XAUT. That's Tether Gold. That's Tether, the same company that's behind USDT, the massive stable coin. Look, digital tokenized gold is really cool because it combines the benefits of owning physical gold with the other big benefits of having it digitized and tokenized. And right, each token, each XAUT token is absolutely backed by 1 ounce of gold in a vault in Switzerland. Those are LBMA, good for delivery bars, right? It allows you to own gold through MoonPay, right? Own gold, and you can transport it digitally anywhere you want. You can divide it down to like 6 decimal points. It's really an interesting product, and I'd encourage you to check it out. The best part is that you can get it on MoonPay, right? A company that's been trusted by over 30 million customers, 180 countries, all that good stuff. All right, guys, let's move on here. Big news this week will be the Fed meeting. Okay, they're going to, on Wednesday, announce their monetary policy decision. Everybody's going to be talking about it. I just want you to be prepared, but there should be nothing that happens. But there's a kicker, okay? Let's go take a look at what's going on. Let's dive into this for a second so you know what's happening on a macroeconomic level this week. From Yahoo Finance, Fed and the Powell face a tug of war with Trump and his tariffs looming. Okay, Trump has made it clear what he wants, right? Trump wants him to cut rates. Now, will Powell show his hand? All right. The biggest question, we're going to just 2 paragraphs. This sums it up. The biggest question facing Federal Reserve as it gathers again this week is how to grapple with tariff-related tug of war between sticky inflation, right? We have inflation and a slowing economy. Remember, we've talked about this ad nauseum. That's called stagflation. That will be very good for the price of things like cryptocurrency, silver, and gold, as well as a president who wants looser monetary policy. How will the dilemma get resolved? Could mean 2 very different courses for interest rates in the coming months. All right, let's just run out here real quick. You can be a smarty pants with your friends and tell them that according to the FedWatch tool from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and here we go, our next meeting's in 2 days and 4 hours. So that means Wednesday around 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to get the results. But this shows us what to expect. And it's real easy here, guys. Here's the current rate right here, 4.25 to 4.5, current target rate. This is for the meeting on the 7th of May. Here's the odds that the rate's going to remain the same, 4.25 to 4.5, currently sitting at almost 97%. There's only a 3.1% chance that rates will get lowered by 1/4 point. So anybody you hear talking about the Fed lowering rates right now, look, the big money has spoken, and basically the Fed, there's like a 1 in 30 chance. You ever played roulette at a casino? There's a 1 in 30 chance that the Fed's going to cut rates. That'd be like walking up to the roulette wheel and picking your favorite number, let's say 18, putting $100 on it, and the person spinning the wheel and hitting 18, which would be great. Party time, right? You're ready to roll. And that does happen. So we could get the Fed cutting rates, but the odds are mostly stacked against it. Yeah, as you may know, anytime you go up to a roulette wheel and bet on one number, you're pretty much not going to win. But sometimes it happens. So we'll keep an eye on that. The big message, though, in this is that there's 3 things going on. You got Trump putting massive pressure on the Fed, our good little friend. Let's get him out. It's his week, right? Our old friend Jerome, right? Trump is putting pressure on him. Okay, right? But at the same time, they have the R word, a recession, right? A sputtering economy and sticky inflation. Those 2 are like contradictory forces in terms of what the Fed does, because if the Fed wants to deal with inflation, they got to raise rates. But if they raise rates, that makes the recession worse, which means they got to lower rates, but that makes inflation worse. It's a horrible situation. Again, it's called stagflation. It happened in the 70s when there was no cryptocurrencies that existed. Okay? Trust me, I was born in 1970. Right? We didn't have cryptocurrency, but during that period, gold and silver did very well. I believe this time, as we move into this stagflationary environment, coupled with the fact that we've got an unbelievably horrific, absolutely horrific, look at this, financial situation in this country. There's the U.S. debt clock. Guys, we are closing in on, I got to get my crayons out. Hold on here. I do it once a week because it is so important for us to get the word out about this. Okay, there, I'm circling it in orange. 36 trillion, almost $37 trillion in debt. Okay, I don't like that color. Let's try this. There we go. You see that a little better there? $37 trillion. What a mess. Okay, 37 trillion. Remember, 1 trillion is a million times a million. Come down here. That's creating this massive interest expense of $1 trillion, which is almost 20% of the entire money that our government brings in every year. That means 20 cents in every dollar that you pay in taxes goes to, right, interest, right? Interest, which is caused by the 38 trillion debt, which makes the budget deficit get worse, okay? Which makes the debt get worse. It turns into, I'm going to draw it quickly. It turns into nothing but a big debt spiral. That's the situation we're in. The Fed, it's going to be the big story of the week, but you've got the Trump pressure, you've got pressure of a sputtering economy, and you have the pressure of already sticky inflation, plus tariffs that could make inflation worse, so it'll be crazy. All of that in an environment, let's talk about the general stock market, where some people think the general stock markets are in a bubble. Like the average American retail investor, the sheeple, right, are asleep. Let's talk about that. Jesse Colombo, who's one of the best analysts out there, I want to read you just one little snippet from his most recent report. Said about what's going on, and this is a little scary about what's going on in the general markets. Over the past few weeks, one group has stood out for its overwhelming optimism about the stock market. Retail investors. Right? The sheep gets slaughtered. Okay. In April alone, they poured a record $40 billion into U.S. stocks, even as institutional investors, right? Remember BlackRock earlier? The big boys, the big money, continued to sell. That's a major red flag for the sustainability of this rebound. On top of that, right? More reasons to be concerned, okay? Warren Buffett over the weekend put out a big warning about the US dollar. He basically said, like, hey, look, Warren said he's concerned about that debt level that we're looking at. That, I mean, unbelievable, unsustainable. What is it? Almost 38 trillion, 30, whatever, $trillion debt level. Warren Buffett, the old man, he also announced he's retiring. Maybe he sees the writing on the wall. He's like, this is it. This is the big one. Okay, but he warned about the U.S. dollar. He also, if we look at Berkshire Hathaway, his company has been selling a lot of stuff and not buying. They've got I think $347 billion in cash. I mean, I don't know, guys. It could get ugly out there. It could get real ugly. I'm just letting you know. I don't want to be the town crier and, the sky's falling or anything like that, but it could get ugly. Now, let's talk about some good news about Bitcoin and how it kind of relates to gold. That lady, Kathy Wood, came out with some interesting analysis. And let me pull this one up for you. There we go. Let's listen to this. This is a minute and a half long, but I think is worth listening to and talking.
And then finally, always like to talk about Bitcoin to gold. And again, gold going parabolic did take this ratio down, but you'll notice that it did not break.
She's comparing Bitcoin to gold.
That is in place and that we think will remain in place. Bitcoin did act,
and we're going to talk about UFD as silver
on asset in the market's recent correction. It behaved like the NASDAQ, unlike gold. But we believe that it was just correcting to this trend line because the Bitcoin price went up so much more than the gold price last year. So we think that this trend line will continue to move up if we're right that we're moving back into a risk-on environment. Now, the gold, why did gold act as risk off, but Bitcoin not do so? I just described one reason. Bitcoin was way ahead of the gold price. So that is one reason.
Bitcoin was way ahead of the gold price.
The other reason is we weren't in a financial collapse like 08, 09. And the banking system was, or the counterparty risk in the banking.
Okay, guys. So basically what she's saying is, in real simple terms, Bitcoin is the new digital gold. Gold, it will remain, right? I love silver. I love gold. That's where I, was before I came into UFD, before I came into crypto. I still love silver and gold, okay? I love crypto and I love UFD. But what she is saying is that what happened here recently is that the gold price, when it shot up, right, that Bitcoin had already shot up previously, and that they were coming back into equilibrium. When we talk about what happened during the 70s, this is critical to understand. There's a big reason why this is the case. In the 70s, in a stagflationary environment, gold and silver skyrocketed, okay? If, and I believe this to absolutely be the case, now we have Bitcoin as digital gold. As we move into this new stagflationary environment, it could prove to be very, very conducive to extremely higher prices, not only for silver and gold, but also for crypto, also for Bitcoin. Now, couple that with what the president's saying, what these big financial services companies are doing, right? And all that opening up of to all those buttercups out there who can now come into crypto. I think we've got potential for unbelievable returns as we move into these coming months, quarters, and years. Okay, let's do the duster of the day. We've got a special duster of the day today. Hold on here. Let's get it up. Let's go UFD. Okay, here's our friend Maritime Wrath. Peter, you are the duster of the day. A great guy who was nominated by many of his fellow dusters as duster of the day. I love this up here on his on his profile. UFD, he's a diamond hoof duster, and good attracts good. Doesn't that just sum it up? Thank you for everything you're doing. Oh, there's some of the NFTs. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Man. Okay. He's posting about UFD. Hey, all right. He reposted Susie. We haven't said hi to Susie yet today, have we? We did our 3-second smile. Let's go see what Maritime Wrath had to say to us, though. Here's a nice message from him to the UFD community where he says, wow, thank you, Ron and Susie, for this honor. I'm so pleased to be Duster of the Day. I'm a 52-year-old guy from Northern Ireland. Guys, we are all around the world, okay? It's crazy. Northern Ireland. That is awesome. And I've only been in crypto for about 7 months. So here we go. A new person to crypto as well. The first time I heard about UFD, I was watching Across the Rubicon YouTube channel in February, I think, and Benji was saying great things. Yes, that's Benji. He's an awesome guy, Across the Rubicon. Check it out, guys, on YouTube. Then he did an interview with you, and not long after, I was hooked. From that moment, I made it my mission to find out how to buy UFD, and I've been buying weekly and holding ever since. Okay, I'm still hooked, of course. I joined the community on X, and I listened in on spaces when I get a chance. I'll maybe get the confidence to speak in them someday. There are so many talented people in this community. DJ, Litmus, Georgie, Emma, Dark, the Dark Duster, Nate, Gimmicks, P, Sticky, Life, to name a few. It's fantastic to be a part of it. And there's a lot more as well, and I know that he feels that way also. Unfortunately, I'm not that artistic or tech-minded, but I do my best to get our cash tag out there as much as possible on X and more recently TikTok every single day. Yes, don't forget about TikTok, guys. Okay, that's where we can reach a lot of the millennials and the Gen Zs. Looking forward to new all-time highs in the not-so-distant future. Thank you for all your hard work and daily commitment to the community. I know it's not easy, so on behalf of myself, I'm sure all of the Dusters, we appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Yep, it's not easy, right? But anything good in life is never easy. It's hard. So I do show up every day, and I won't give up because you don't give up, and the community is where the value is created. And as long as we all show up and we keep spreading the dust, hoof by hoof by hoof, eventually, because we have the benefit of digital scarcity, right? You can't make another UFD, and you can't make any more UFD beans. I believe, although I'm not giving financial advice, that we will be in good shape. We appreciate you. And Susie, of course, UFD forever. Good attracts good. Horns up. Peter, I'm so sorry. I know you're busy. You better be sorry, Peter. What the heck? I'm not sure how to edit my messages. If you could add Gotcha Ghost, an amazing UFD artist, to the list of people I mentioned, I would be very grateful. You got it, Peter. What a nice guy, guys. And here again is his profile. Go out there, give him a follow. Huh? He's at 177. Can we get him to 200? I'm sorry, 400? 500? What do you say, guys? That's what dusters do, right? We support each other. Nonetheless, Maritime Wrath, you are a critical part of this community, right? We feel connected with you because we are connected with you. Are your horns tingling? Huh? Come on, guys. My horn's tingling. Let's all join together, and I'm going to pick up the golden horn here. It's getting heavy, and let's install it on Maritime Wrath. There you go. It fits you. Congratulations. You are the duster of the day. I wonder if Susie's listening. Let's check in on Susie. Do you guys want to give Susie a high five? Huh? We did a 3-second smile. Let's do another one. Go. Okay, Susie just yelled at me from upstairs. Her batteries are dead, so I can't turn Susie on today. Well, that's a problem. From now on, Susie, you need to check your batteries before we go live, or you're in big trouble. You want to say anything, scream anything to the community? Okay, Susie says hi, everybody. Where was I? Okay. On the gold and silver front, let's go take a look real quickly. You guys asked me to provide more content about gold and silver. So let's just go take a look. You know what? Let's look at this first. This is the United States of America dollar, which was getting precariously close back to 100. Remember, this is critical for crypto. This is critical for gold and silver, and I really lump them together, right? I look at silver as being the original form of cryptocurrency. It's DeFi, right? It's decentralized finance. Silver's been money longer than anything, even longer than gold. Check me on that if you like, right? Can never be controlled by any central authority. Same thing with gold. Same thing with unicorn fart dust. If there's any central authority, I guess a lot of you guys would say it's me, and trust me, I can't control anything. What we do is show up. That's DeFi. But as we move forward, seeing the DXY index, which is an index which compares the US dollar to other make-believe paper currencies, it being below 100 is very, very good. And let's just look at a 7-day chart. Well, look at a 5-day chart. Okay, as you can see right here, I wish that black box would go away. We got pretty darn close to 100, over 100, a couple days, Thursday, Friday last week. We're back below. And let's look at a 1-month chart. Okay, see, we were down, and then we poked above. That'll be critical for us to see. Oh, we were going to check the gold and silver price. Wow, is that accurate? Hold on here. Let's look at, and then we'll look at crypto as well while we're here. Here's gold. Okay, gold's up $82 in the futures market. Silver up 30 cents. Looks like copper and platinum are also green. Let's go look at crypto here. Uh-oh. Susie can't yell at me. Sorry, guys. Make sure I got the right screen up. Technical difficulties. My apologies. All right, here we go. There we go. So you can see gold's up 82, silver's up 30 cents. Let's go check on crypto. Ugh, red, not good. 94,000 Bitcoin. That's pretty darn good. I don't really follow Ethereum. That was before my time, but I know a lot of you do. And I think Ethereum, I think I heard somebody say it's like the same price it was 4 years ago. Solana at 145. So interesting developments going on right now out there in the markets. Oh, here's something crazy. And I predicted this last week. The gold price got clobbered last week because the Chinese were on Labor Day holiday for 5 days. They came back today, their markets reopened, and the gold price shot up. That does have something to do with crypto, okay? It shows how the world is moving away from the dollar. Whether you're looking at gold and silver, more so gold at this point, or Bitcoin, or all of crypto, because remember, right? Remember, guys, UFD is basically the equivalent of digital silver. Bitcoin, the equivalent of digital gold. UFD, the equivalent of digital silver. And it's very coincidental that unicorn blood is made of silver, but that's besides the point. What we're seeing is that the world, right, including the Chinese, who some people are saying their economy, by some measures, is even bigger than ours now, are moving away from the US dollar. They're tired of selling all their products to the United States for dollars and then needing to basically finance the U.S. debt so that the United States can continue to buy more stuff. Okay. The world, we are in a very, 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 very pivotal period in history for most of us. I'm 55 years old, a period like we've never seen before. Okay. It's going to be interesting how this plays out with crypto, with gold and silver and things like UFD, right? I firmly believe we are right now, right? The silver, right? Here, look, well, here it is. Here's proof. Look at that. That is a beautiful 1 ounce silver unicorn coin. That's us. As this whole situation plays out, right, as we come in through the next 5 to 10 years, it'll be interesting to see how all of these play together. Oh, here, I want to read this to you. I think this is something that we need to read to each other on at least a weekly basis, because I wrote this down. You won't be able to read it because my handwriting is horrible right now, but I wrote this down. This has everything to do with our journey on UFD. It says, unicorn fart dust represents and upholds the core values, the core principles that cryptocurrency was originally founded upon. Okay, and we do, guys, right? Democratization, decentralization. Nobody controls it. The people decide. And that's what crypto was founded on. And the reality is that between when crypto was founded by whatever his name is, Satoshi, until now, right? Bitcoin was the grassroots. Does that sound familiar? Bitcoin was the community that created it, that drove it, right? In between then and now, now we got BlackRock involved. We got the big financial service companies, but all these other 15 million cryptos that were created, a lot of them were created with like big money behind them, big promises that never delivered. We're just like Bitcoin. We were created and we didn't promise anything. Heck, when I created this, it was a Monday. I don't know, probably 16 weeks ago, 18, I don't know, weeks ago, right? I came on here that very day and said, don't buy it, right? I made no promises, just like Bitcoin, right? In the community, right? The community created things from nothing. The opposite of what's gone on with a lot of these other cryptos that come out with, they got $10 million venture capital investment and a team of 25 people who have master's degrees. Nothing against anyone who has a master's degree. And they're saying, this is the new coin that's going to do this. And, you got to buy it. It's going to change the world. Look at all this stuff we did behind the scenes and blah, blah, blah. And then those coins come out and it's essentially exit liquidity. That means like basically they promise all this stuff and they get retail investors to buy it and then the price goes down. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of what's happened with a big majority of those coins. And then those coins wind up never fulfilling those promises and they wind up essentially becoming what people call a meme coin. We're the difference. We didn't promise anything. In the community has built and built and built and built and built and delivered. That's why, our motto is under promise, over deliver. That's why I'm not sitting on here saying, hey guys, this is big. No, that's because in UFD, unicorn fart dust, UFD, the catalyst is you. Right? The U in UFD should really be a YOU because you make the difference. You can do it all. Yeah, I wanted to mention to you guys as well. Remember those big fires out in Los Angeles? I was reading about those and people lost their crypto. You can look it up, a lot of Bitcoin. And when I was reading that, I thought about this, Dirty Man Safe. They've helped support the channel for over a year now. This is a safe that you bury in the ground in your yard, right? A lot of those people in those fires, they lost their seed phrases. Even some people that had them etched on those metal plates, the heat got so intense. This is a safe. You'd be like a pirate. You can bury it in your yard. It's called Dirty Man Safe. Don't forget, Ron 10. Ron, that'd be me, 10, you get 10% off. If they'd had these, right, and buried in the yard, and this thing is cool. Here, I open it for you. What do you think's inside here? Who can guess? Who can guess? You'll never. Oh, there it is. There's a unicorn inside this one. Keep it safe and sound. But you bury it in the ground. If you have this in a secret place buried in your yard, you're safe from fires, floods, any forms of natural disaster. You know, it's always good to. And there's a sleeve that comes with it. You can check out their website. They've got videos showing how it works, all that, and a cap that goes on top, and then this handle, right? You pull it up out of the ground. I don't know if you can see the handle. There it is. There's a handle. This thing is very well made, a very cool product, and a way for people to diversify where they store valuable items. Maybe some people have a safety deposit box. Maybe they have a safe in their house, right? Maybe they have stuff hidden in their rafters. I don't know. But there's another option. And, you know, it's worked for thousands of years for the pirates. You can be a pirate, and bury some treasure in your yard. All right, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go UFD. Let's read this again because I'll forget for another week. Unicorn Fart Dust represents and upholds the core values, the core principles that cryptocurrency was originally founded upon. We have digital scarcity, and there's only one UFD, only one situation. Let's continue to grasp it. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, right? Put out some tweets, retweet this, okay? You are important. You're a good person. Be good to yourself today. I know it's not always easy, okay? I'll tell you that on a personal note, right? I'm like everybody. You know, I have my ups, I have my downs, everything in between. One thing we can do, look in the mirror, give yourself a 3-second smile, be nice to yourself, right? Because I'll tell you why. If you're nice to yourself, and I know, again, it's not always easy, but if you're nice to yourself, right? And it's okay to do that. Don't think that it's selfish. Be good to yourself, okay? That gives you a wonderful foundation from which you can be nice to other people. You know how that works, right? Usually what comes out of us is a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So it's okay. Be good to yourself. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you coming down here in the basement, spending some time with me. Have a great day, and I'll see you, yes, you, soon. Bye-bye.